me feeling like I'm academics. Can't.
Apparently, Atlanta has decided to respond to your boy about me labeling them as Ratlanta. Bloody J has decided to respond to DJ Akademiks in what he is now seeing as, him looking at me characterizing the city as Ratlanta as, actually I haven't watched it yet, so I'm going to watch it with y'all. And apparently he's a wife and Lucci affiliate.
What's up, baby boy?
Man, I'm confused.
What?
The street. I
ain't supposed to say it like that.
You shouldn't.
I supposed to say say the streets.
Yes.
Everybody, but
Yeah. But I
can't
ain't
say everybody.
I ain't moving no cold posters and saying all rats, y'all. We forget y'all and we falling.
Nah. We ain't saying that. We holding niggas accountable and then we letting them go on with their life. Like, what you mean? I ain't say that. I said that.
That's what it looking like.
For real?
Yeah.
What big?
A flag on the motherfucking play. I know I just ain't see Akademiks with RATL to represent my city that I love, the city that I'm from, the city where Bloody J resides. Atlanta, like Rat, what the f? Man, I know y'all ain't. Come on. I'm starting my own campaign, goddamn. Stop snitching, man. Stop motherfucking snitching, man. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. That means if you're in the streets anyway, if you're claiming to be street, if you claim to be a gangster, the rules are in effect. Stop trying to say the rules ain't in effect, the code ain't in effect. It is. If you're in the streets, those are for street nigga rules. If you're in the streets, you playing these yellow lines, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the sidewalk niggas, I'm not talking about the sidewalk females. Oh, yo.
Okay. I want to read his. He posted. Is this still up there? Bloody J. Instagram bloody_J. Bloody J. Sorry I took this long to respond to you, but I appreciate you reaching out and I want to read your caption. It said, Ak, come on now, Ak. Don't do that Ratlanta shit. Ain't no way. Everybody. These are just niggas y'all glorifies. Way too many stand-up men and women down here. I can't go for Ratlanta or RATL when it comes to representing my city of Atlanta. That don't define the streets. I wish you all the success and blessings. Just don't do that to the city because the industry is not the streets. Real ones still exist and we're here. Bloody J, and let me just play this in full again in case they clipped any part of that out.
Hold the fuck up. Flag on the motherfucking play.
Flag.
I know I just ain't see Akademiks with RATL to represent my city that I love, the city that I'm from, the city where Bloody J resides. Atlanta, like Rat, what the fuck? Man, I know y'all ain't. Come on. I'm starting my own goddamn campaign, goddamn. Stop snitching, man. Stop motherfucking snitching, man. Ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. That means if you're in the streets anyway, if you're claiming to be street, if you claim to be a gangster, the rules are in effect. Stop trying to say the rules ain't in effect, the code ain't in effect. It is. If you're in the streets, those are for street nigga rules. If you're in the streets, you playing these yellow lines, you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about the sidewalk niggas, I'm not talking about the sidewalk females. Hold the fuck up. Flag on the motherfucking play. I know.
All right, Bloody J. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you standing up for your city. I want to give you some explanation of what I mean, because and I want to use this not to make jokes, but I want to use this to address Atlanta specifically because I do have a lot of love for Atlanta. I don't want anyone to feel like I'm on an anti-Atlanta type of campaign. I think Atlanta's been exposed. The most vocal elements of Atlanta previously we're seeing a lot of incongruence. That's the problem. You see hypocrisy. Now, I do owe an apology if by labeling a city, it makes it seem like everybody in the city is with it. But I think what we should say is the most vocal members. The idea is this. In the last 6 months to a year, we have realized that and pardon my use of this new age term, the lore of Atlanta is not what we thought it was. The idea that everybody in Atlanta got along, I know y'all knew everyone didn't get along, but the world thought y'all did. The idea that you guys are so thorough and solid and, and of course there's street dudes everywhere. And I'm not a street dude, but, we're speaking on things that kind of eventually get through the music. And that's why the only reason I would be speaking on street, right? Because the streets also then get portrayed through music. And that music isn't only for the ears of street niggas, it's the ears of the regular consumer. So we, by definition, get somewhat invested in what's going on in the streets or what the streets is. What I've noticed is that Atlanta, and I remember Atlanta rappers had no problem with pointing the finger when New York was the face of ratting. Because of one guy, not two or three. Yes, there was Alpo, but he wasn't a rapper. But it was one guy. It was Tekashi 6ix9ine. What we've seen since then, and yes, cooperance exists all across the country, is that we've realized that Atlanta has pulled one of the greatest magic trick on us in history by trying to convince us there's something that they're not, that they're the Black Wakanda, that they actually are unlike most other cities that stand on principles and stand third. What we do realize is that Atlanta, and again, I'm talking about, when I say streets, because I'm not in the streets, I'm talking about the musicians that represent the streets, that bring the streets to us through music. The hypocrisy is glaring. Let me paint a picture for you, Bloody J. I subscribe to this idea that Young Thug was one of the realest niggas that existed. I seen him stand on business when other rappers tested him, people home, domestic, or foreign. He was that guy. I've heard about him. He's the boogeyman. We start hearing things, YSL this, YSL that. The reason why Atlanta has started to earn the name, we've never seen this in the history of time. Young Thug went through a RICO trial, and by the grace of God, he did get out of it, and he's on probation, but still, he's free at this moment. He made a song that called his entire group of friends rats. Gunna, rat. Woody, rat. Yak, rat. Everybody's a rat. This is not me saying this. This is him. It doesn't go unsaid or unheard that the audience now has to realize, so your gangster persona is built upon you hanging with those people. You hung with a bunch of cheese nibbling rats by your own definition. We're not making this up. Here's the problem, and I keep saying this. Street dudes got to stop trying to bring street culture and politics. I get it. Y'all monetize it like how sometimes other people monetize. But what fans are going to do is hold you to logic that never goes good. So you're telling me YSL, who I remember Thug being up on that $1 million worth of game thing where he says, he's like, I feel like I could detect a rat. I'll play it if you forgot. Young Thug, million. He says, I could tell when a nigga go rat.
Going in them room when it's time to go in them rooms.
Stay gangster.
Stay gangster.
I always tell a nigga.
That's all I'm saying.
I tell my whole hood, you know the police can't give you no time.
Stay gangster.
So don't tell them that. When they lock you up and they want to question you or anything, just at least buck on them. Like, make them feel like you ain't gonna tell. Like, wait till your first time going to court or something, bro. Like, don't tell. Like, you told it the precinct, fuck me.
We'll find a clip. I wish I had my clips in order. I gotta start doing that.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Promises. Make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever think you want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world. What you want?
The problem with Atlanta is that y'all don't necessarily care about rats. Because y'all own words are it's the noose that's hanging y'all. And I'm talking about not a physical, but it's the metaphorical noose that's hanging y'all. Y'all said A, and then when we seen that y'all did B, and we asked y'all why isn't it A, instead of saying we fucked up or this is exactly what we were gonna call it, y'all are all saying, nah, hold on, there's something else. Wait, hold on, no. That's the problem. So remember, and this is why I keep saying with that whole fuck the street shit, like, or, you know, whatever about the streets. The streets was dying for Thug. Because Thug came out saying Gunna is a rat. Thug made a song saying and labeling all his co-defendants rats. And then when there was audio or an interview that seemingly put him in a precarious situation, and no one batted an eye when he said other people were cooperants. When people said, well, what about you with this? They said, forget the streets now. Forget the rules. Let me play it once again.
All I'm saying.
I tell my whole hood, you know the police can't give you no time.
Stay gangster.
So don't tell them that. When they lock you up and they want to question you or anything, just at least buck on them. Like, make them feel like you ain't gonna tell. Like, wait till your first time going to court or something, bro. Like, don't tell. Like, you told it the precinct, fuck nigga. But they
promises. Make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever think you want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world. What you want? Yes, you can. Hey.
I don't have your number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't going to have your tell the world. What you want? Yes, you can. Hey.
I don't have your number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't going to have your listen.
You thought the police was finna do. They still gotta take you in. They already wrote the ticket. They already called it in. No matter what you tell them.
And let me tell you this. If they would say, yo, listen, based on what I said, I did it wrong, man. But here's the thing. When you act like there's a rule, for you to go against it for one person means the rule never existed. You can't make exceptions. So this is why the fuck the street shit works. Okay, well, fuck all these rules.
Niggas telling in the police car. Fuck it. You in the car getting busy.
Yeah, you think this man finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car. You think this nigga finna pull over and let your pussy ass out the car.
You still gonna go through a process.
When you tell him, he gonna say, okay, I got a lieutenant you can tell that to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, don't even tell me, you bitch ass nigga. I can't write this shit on your ticket.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm basically gonna tell you what I tell myself.
Right.
Just being real. Like, you know, you can cap to anybody, but you're gonna be real to yourself.
Absolutely.
Boo Boo, who real looking in the mirror.
Is I just don't understand when you say built like me, because I'm not saying that I'm built a certain way.
I understand.
I'm not saying I'm built
that.
silent. I'm saying I'm built just normal. Like,
but niggas,
normally,
listen,
you shouldn't tell.
But I understand you. I understand. In his room in the suburbs, but somehow slid and ran into.
Young Thug reacts to $1 million worth of game interview before he got locked up, where he had a bunch of YSL people there and were saying that he can feel when a rat is telling or about to tell.
One thing I can say is I honestly can see every person that tell. I honestly can see them telling. That probably was God telling me then. Like, right. Hey man, tighten up. There was a lot of niggas in that motherfucking shit that did what's wrong. There's a lot of people in that motherfucking exact interview that did what's wrong.
Young Thug reacts to $1 million.
So Bloody J, and I'm glad you're speaking up, right? But the demeanor that's coming from Atlanta, I read them indictments. I used to, I sat through damn near a year of trial. And when I mean sat through it, like I was watching and keeping up with it. You're affiliated with Lucci, right? Well, when YFN was getting into it with the YSL niggas, they used to say to the YSL niggas, y'all niggas is snitching. Oh, so-and-so told on us. Thug must have heard that. He didn't give a fuck. However, when he go to jail, so-and-so a rat, that's 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 a rat. And then when people try to use the same formula or the same rules on him, fuck the streets. The goalposts keep getting moved. I think that all this shit sounds stupid, and everybody should admit this idea of being fair and calling out rats don't exist. Y'all all have friends, and I'm even talking to you, Bloody J. If your best friends start telling, maybe like you would know not to commit a crime with him, but you wouldn't ostracize him like how the streets would want you to. That's what I think is happening in Atlanta. People love Young Thug. That's it. And I want him to keep making great music. But they got to try to I'm watching Atlanta trying to figure out the narrative to make it make sense. It's not hip hop. Hip hop fucks with Thug and fuck with Gunna and fuck with everybody. Like, we don't give a fuck. But it's the street dudes trying to figure out a way to make it make sense. Also, Bloody J, as far as the name goes, we've never seen that many people either self-admittedly or somebody say, all of my friends were cooperants. Young Thug said that. Don't believe me?
Till it draws her shit, they gon' cap him. Yeah, Gunna a rat, yeah, correct. Slug a rat, wounded rat. Fuck that nigga Obama, he still mad about baby, yeah, correct. A nigga treats, yeah, Gunna a rat, yeah, correct. Slug a rat, wounded rat. Fuck that nigga Obama, he.
With all due respect, Atlanta has to be the headquarters of snitching and ratting. If someone could go to a criminal trial with his friends and his so-called gang and come on the other side and claim everybody was rats he was around, and then try to change the goalposts and change the definition of it, it feels like Atlanta just needs to come out and say, we're cool with cooperation. Listen, if it's our guy, it's fine. It's fine. That's all. Here's the problem. Or not the problem. Here's the thing I don't think people realize. Young Thug is, to me, he's one of the greatest musicians. I've said he's the 5th or 6th greatest musician out of Atlanta, period. We got Outkast Future, T.I., right? That 4th spot I've always said you could put Jeezy, you could put whatever, but like Thug to me is right around Luda area. Definitely top 10, just maybe not top 4 or top 5. It is what it is. I'm not knocking it. I'm going to listen to Thug no matter what. Love his music. But here's the problem, and the problem ain't me saying it. Bloody J, I want to say this to you. When Atlanta niggas are now talking about street shit and talking about, by the way, I think they're all street, but when they're talking about not snitching, they have broken the facade for the audience. The audience believes that there's a culture of cooperation in Atlanta. Why? Because just like what 21 Savage said, we swept it under the rug. Oh, we ignored that. Oh, we ain't see that. Wait, what? What? Where? Where's it at? Wait, look forward. Nah, I am looking forward. I'm looking forward right now. You said the proof is in front of me. Yeah, I'm looking right now. I'm looking in front of me. I don't see it. Where the proof at? Show me the proof. That is a problem. So when, as a city, collectively, here's the thing about Atlanta. If y'all had a 6ix9ine, y'all would all be like, that's the rat. There was not one New York artist that looked at 6ix9ine and said, oh, nah, he ain't really tell. Wait, hold on. Nah, we're going to sweep this one. Not one. This is why I said New York can't be the home of snitching. It has to be Atlanta, because Atlanta has showed us multiple times. I listened to the trial of Jeffrey Williams. There was dudes that were the ops that said, yo, you know so-and-so keep going down to the station making a statement. That's why we getting locked up. Ignore. Sweeping it under the rug. Now when that person gets indicted with Young Thug, and Young Thug beats it, or, comes out successful later, Thug said, here, rat. No more sweeping under the rug. Atlanta is going through a crisis of believability and of selective politicking. And it's something that won't be fixed by any type of, I don't know how to fix it. And for some people, they might be like, why does it matter? Well, the majority of Atlanta rappers talk about street shit. And if you don't know, when it comes to speaking or rapping about, the streets, there's an air of believability that the audience has to feel. With all due respect, I was around, he was obviously on tour. YB got hella security. Here's the thing. People still believe he's the biggest killer. I'm talking about fans believe it. He purports himself to be like that. He acts like that. You never seen him in a moment just frazzled. For all we know, he's like that. With Atlanta, everybody who was saying we real street niggas never tell. Let me tell you this. Any Atlanta gangster rapper who rap that he won't tell, we're going to be like, yeah, all right. For the next 2 years, we're going to be like, yeah, all right, man. Now, we believe y'all killed some people. But there's no Atlanta rapper. Atlanta rappers just got to delete all bars about snitching and telling out their lyric book. You know why? We're going to be like, we don't believe you. King Buck, thank you for the gifted, bro. That's the thing. So again, Bloody J, I'm not saying everybody is like that, but the leaders are like that. And also it's because of passive behavior where I'm glad you made this video towards me. But brother, just like how you said you've seen Akademiks who doesn't live in Atlanta call Atlanta Ratlanta or whatever, you should address what the elephant in the room is. Do you believe that Gunna is a cooperant? Would you ever rock with him? Could you sweep it under the rug? And do you believe that Young Thug is a cooperant? And could you sweep that under the rug if you think he, that's what we want to know. It's not what Akademiks thinks about it. That's the video you should have made. Hey, yo, Thug. Hey, listen, yo, you did bad. Yo, listen, we from the streets. The rules are the rules. You broke the rules. We ain't fucking with it. That's what you should make the video about. But that's usually not incentivized. Why? Young Thug is one of the biggest rap figures, got all the cool friends. It's not cool to go against him. You probably will be blackballed. But that's the video you need to make. It's not addressing me. I hold zero weight in Atlanta. I'm the listening audience that's just pointing out hypocrisies. I'll leave it there. Bloody J, I'm open to have a discussion with you. I do respect you for keeping it very respectful with even addressing this. That's why I also wanted to make sure I explained in full length what I meant. I definitely have a conversation with you in whatever capacity, because I want to speak to you, and I don't know if I'm guessing you're like a street dude. I want to speak to you as a fan who consumes street music. Yes, a fan who's not from the streets, who consumes street music, who also believes these things that you're saying. And again, y'all rappers could say, no, we just be saying shit. But the moment we start looking at your music as you're just saying shit, the support and the hype will never be the same. Remember that. You can go to Lil Baby's new song. You know what my favorite lines are? Go to Superman. These niggas know I'm really like that. I could take it there. I pull up on them 50 deep like a football team. I don't need them all in my business. Mind your business, please. Yes. Y'all rappers is rapping that y'all like that. Yes. And it's good to have the facade. I think that's why Young Thug is, Lil Baby is backed up from Thug. Look, right here.
I'm gonna cover it what I love. I'm never gonna let her. She was fucking off.
Here we go.
And on the floor, she's in the crowd. I go through our team. I don't need them all in right. Can't take it there. I put up on them feet.
This is how they're rapping to us.
I don't like that. We can't tell you niggas.
He said these niggas must have forgot him like that. We could take. Part of you rapping that and those lyrics being effective is us believing that you like that. So the moment we know you ain't really like that, you like cooperants, you actually go against everything you say, because all of y'all gangster rappers got lyrics saying you don't like rats, you'll fuck a rat up, you'll kill a rat. And then now we realize, oh, that was just cap. The moment that happens, throw your music career out the window. That's a fact. We don't hear from you. Like, fans aren't dumb. The internet has made it where we're not dumb. So as soon as we realize you're just rapping words, we'll find the rapper who at least does a better, I'm not saying you gotta live it, does a better job of making us think that he lives it. Right now, Atlanta is looking glaringly hypocritical. We're looking at them and they're like, yeah, y'all look like y'all being hypocrites. There's a lot of people hypocrites in music. They just do a good job covering it. Atlanta right now is just wide open. Pause. This is why I think Lil Baby has stepped to the side. He don't want to talk about that no more. Could somebody find Lebebe and get his opinion about this? Nope. He don't want to talk about it. He don't talk about it. Could somebody get Future's opinion on this? I bet he won't talk about it either. He got no, you know what he said? That's that nigga's problem. I'm good. That's that nigga's problem. I'm good. That's the problem, chat. I got a Supermax contract. Okay. Let's see. Do we got to get into this? So Finesse 2 times and Lil King are beefing.